Let's jump into another AWS Tech Talk. Today, I would like to talk about a solution I came up with a while ago now. The situation was I had people from all around the world, different IP addresses, needing to have access or ad hoc access to some systems within the AWS account. Um, and for this, it was very temporary. I obviously didn't want to, had a requirement where they needed to use a Windows host, and I didn't want to give them full-time access, but purely just access when they need it. And then I also didn't want to have to rely on remembering to remove their access after a set period of time, obviously for security reasons. So I came up with what I like to call the self-destructing bastion host. So what we're going to do today is we're going to run through the CloudFormation template to deploy it. I'll run it up in AWS account and give everyone a demo of how it works. So what we'll be deploying today, this CloudFormation template for the self-destructing bastion will obviously deploy an EC2 instance, being a Windows instance. It will create or build a security group purely for that instance, allowing RDP access from a certain IP address. It will deploy a Lambda function, an IAM role for the Lambda function, and a CloudWatch event. So what we'll see happen is the EC2 instance will get deployed, the security group will get deployed and attached to the EC2 instance. The CloudWatch event will set a timer. In this particular one, it's a cron job where you can set how long you would like the bastion to be up and running for. Once that timer counts down to 0, that then will execute the Lambda function, which will go ahead and tear down the entire CloudFormation stack automatically, leaving you with nothing deployed in the account. So let's jump in and have a look at the CloudFormation template. Cool. So this is the CloudFormation template that I built for this. So up the top, we have some parameters that you can select when you're deploying this. So it's obviously going to ask for the VPC and the subnet that we want to deploy it to. It's going to ask us to input the IP address. So this is the IP address of the external person who would like to get entry in. Obviously, just locking out RDP access to a certain IP address. You can then also then add in the cron job to allow however long you'd like this to be up and running for. For the purpose of this demo, I've just got it set to 10 minutes. Then the CloudFormation template will go ahead and deploy the security group, obviously allowing 3389 for RDP, and then referencing the IP address that we entered in the parameters. Then it will go ahead and it will deploy a bastion host. In this instance, I was just always using a T3 medium, so I just set that. And then it will obviously go ahead and assign the security group to it. Let's go down and have a look at next is the actual component where it's deploying the Lambda itself. So this is building out the role for the Lambda, the role which will give the function the permissions it needs to go ahead and execute and then delete everything that it needs to when the time is up. Then it comes in and we'll actually start creating the Lambda function itself. So this is a bit of Python using Bodo 3, which will obviously is used to actually tear down the stack, and then obviously it's referencing the stack name, which is used when it's built. If we run down here, we then have the rules and everything for the Lambda self-destruct, and then we have some outputs as well around the region, account ID, stack ID, and stack name. You could also, if you wanted to, and I have done this previously, is trigger an SMS notification to say that the instance has been, or the self-destruction of the bastion has happened successfully. But in this particular instance, I don't have that set up at the moment. So let's jump into the AWS console and we can take a look at this in action. Okay, so here we are in the AWS console. So we're going to first deploy the CloudFormation template. So we'll go find CloudFormation. Great. So we're going to create a new stack. I'm going to upload the template. It's on the desktop here. Open. Okay, so the AMI I'm going to use is just the latest Windows AMI supplied by AWS. The IP address we'll just put it in as 1.1.1.1 as an example. The subnet, I'm going to put it in. Just choose, you want to put it, this will be in a public subnet. And then the VPC, I'm just going to use that demo VPC, sorry, the default VPC. And that should be enough, so let's go next. That's fine, we'll just leave all this default. And I acknowledge, create stack. All right, so let's jump back once this stack has been created. Okay, and we're back, and we can see that the stack has been created successfully. So if we go into EC2, we should see our got an instant running. So here we go, we've got our bastion host. It's T3 medium. If I have a look at the instance, it should have a security group attached to it, which it does. This is the security group RDP access that we had. And as you can see, it's allowing inbound. It's allowing 3389 inbound from the source IP address that we specified. So that's all happy. It's running. People, whoever needs to access it, can access it. But I want to make sure that it's going to be shut down and completely deleted in 10 minutes. So if we come over here to Lambda, and we should be able to see the Lambda function that we've deployed, which we can. So here's the Lambda self-destruct that we've deployed. As you can see, it was deployed about a minute ago. So it's being triggered off that event bridge, which is the cron time, which we set for 10 minutes. And as we can see, it's got the Python script in here to delete the stack once it gets executed. If we have a look at the Cloud Event Bridge, we can see our scheduled rule there, and we can see our cron expression that we put in, which is 10 minutes. So we will just wait for the 10 minutes to elapse, and then we should be able to see this self-destruct, so to speak. So we'll jump back in 10 minutes. Okay, welcome back everyone. So we can see here that the delete has now automatically kicked off. So if we go into CloudFormation, we should see here we go, our stack is now, the delete has been initiated after the time period. So this is now going through and basically deleting everything that it had deployed. So if we go into our EC2 and we have a look here, we can see our EC2 instance has been, or it's in the process of shutting down. It will then be terminated. So that will be terminated. The security group that was created will also be terminated. The Lambda function itself will be terminated, and the role will be terminated as well. So this is a great way to have some timed, if you're looking to run temporary services within AWS, this self-destruct can be used for many different services, and it's a great way to make sure and not forget to shut down services when you don't need them anymore, which obviously helps with cost, but also security as well. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.